Hello fellow hobbyists, it's Clint with Custom 3D Specialties, and today we're going to talk about World Environment Day. Now Creality has posted a little challenge or contest where they would like your ideas on what you think would help reduce the carbon footprint or help them reduce the carbon footprint as a big of a company as they are to help with carbon emissions and making stuff a little more eco-friendly. So it's called World Environment Day. Be a member of Creality's Eco-Friend Union in 2022. With the release of the Cimarron V1 Pro and its 90% cut in the carbon footprint of a 3D printing machine that it produces, the 20% plastic saved, the 45 decibels in silent mode, and the automatic energy saving LEDs make it one of the most eco-friendly 3D printers there are. So they've reached out and said, hey, what are some other ideas that Creality could do to help reduce their carbon footprint? So with that being said, here are a couple of my ideas. We all get these spools. There's a couple other companies I've seen where they do spoolless. They just give you a refill and you can A, print a spool, or B, buy a metal spool. That would probably be a good idea. A spool return program with a local sub-supplier or partner that they have spread out across the world, where you return your spool. You return so many spools, you get a little sample of a new filament. Something like that. Same with the resin. You could do reusable or resin bags, and once you've accumulated so many bags, you return those bags so that they're disposed of properly. Kind of just like you do your ink toner cartridges for not home, but more like your office printers and stuff like that. They usually have a toner return program. So something like that would be a good idea. That would definitely cut down on a lot of carbon footprint, stuff being thrown away or disposed of improperly. What would be another good thing here? FDM waste. Speaking of spools and FDM and plastic, we all have this little bucket, or a box, or that would be like same thing. You get a local person here, wherever they are, the States. And that's just where I'm at, so I'm gonna say that off the bat. But you get a couple of local people here, even some of the YouTubers or something like that. There's some people that got some shops or some businesses, and work out a recycle return program, and do some benefits. I know there's a couple other companies that have programs like that going on. This is a very good idea. Another thing would be, let's see, so yeah, I covered the refillable filament and spools, covered the refillable resin and return pouches, FDM waste recycle program with your local filament makers. Yeah, that way they could break down the filament and make a recycled roll of filament. Spool return program, talked about that. Touch base back on the metal spools. So with all the new printers, you could supply a metal spool. That way you could push more towards the buy a refillable spool refills with no spools. Just come strapped and still vacuum sealed, something like that would be another good thing. maybe a older printer return program. Now I know you have a program for like older printer warranty, where you warranty older printers if you buy it. Maybe something like, you know, say you have a Creality CR10, you know, one of the newer or older printers that came out, and you want to update to some new technology that is more eco-friendly, like a CR10 Smart. Maybe something like return your printer or exchange your printer for a, you know, discounted coupon. That would ensure printers aren't just getting thrown away. That could also be directly to Creality, or again to a local 3D printer shop or store, or wholesaler, and you know, something worked out that way. But then they also, like I said, they wouldn't end up just thrown away. If there is something wrong with them, they could get fixed and resold as a refurbished. If it is completely damaged and unusable as a printer, but there's still a lot of good parts, those parts could get turned around and turned into another printer, or repair a printer. You know, with the shortage of parts and chips and all this stuff nowadays, some recycling programs on electronics and stuff like that would be a very, very, very beneficial thing. The world has kind of fallen away from the recycling aspect and just got into, well, I'll buy a new one and throw it away. And that does take its toll on the environment and the carbon footprint. So those are a couple of my ideas. I hope you like them, Creality. Anybody else, again, if you'd like to do the same thing as I just did, go to check out Creality's page. You know, this is a gleam thing, so you'll have to check out for this, and you have the opportunity to actually win a Cimarron V1 Pro plus some filament, an Ender 3S1 Pro plus some filament. You could win a Hello 1 Plus and some resin. You could win a CR Laser Falcon, which is their new laser engraver, or even an Ender 2 Pro with some filament. It's going to go to the top 5 people with the best suggestions. So it's only going on until the 20th, so you know, take your chances. But thank you, everybody. Take care of Creality. It's always a pleasure. And have fun making and be a little more environmentally conscious. Take care, everybody.